Item number SCP-1440. Object-less Keter.
SCP-1440 is currently uncontained and its location is unknown since its last containment breach. Due to the nature of SCP-1440, the Foundation may not have the means to contain it without risking an unacceptable loss of resources and personnel. Until suitable containment procedures can be found, focus should be given to the location and surveillance of SCP-1440 and to minimizing civilian exposure to it through the identification of its travel pattern. SCP-1440 is a man of unknown ethnicity and age. When questioned about its name, place, or time of birth, SCP-1440 will refuse to answer, although it is unclear if this is due to the subject being unwilling to share this information or not possessing it. Though the subject's appearance is that of an octogenarian, it has not shown any signs of aging in the 50 years since first coming to the attention of the Foundation. SCP-1440's anomalous nature becomes apparent once it comes into contact with human population or man-made objects and remains in contact with them for longer than a few days. SCP-1440 has an acute adverse effect on everything connected to humanity. Prolonged exposure of any man-made object or person to it will cause increasingly destructive events to occur in SCP-1440's vicinity until the destruction or death of said human element. The only exceptions to this are SCP-1440 itself and its belongings, its clothes, a sack made of unidentified material, a pack of worn playing cards, and a small glass cup. SCP-1440 appears to be aware of its effect on human populations and will attempt to avoid coming into contact with them whenever possible. Despite these intentions, SCP-1440 is compelled to travel in what seems to be a highly complex pattern, which invariably leads it into contact with human population. The exact nature of its pattern has not yet been successfully analyzed, and SCP-1440 has not been able to provide any information concerning it. The subject is not actively hostile and will not resist attempts to contain it, though all such attempts have failed and led to a considerable loss of personnel and resources due to the aforementioned anomalous properties. SCP-1440 was first brought to the Foundation's attention when it approached Dr. a researcher at site on her commute to work. SCP-1440 showed unexplained knowledge of Dr. 's work for the Foundation and requested her assistance. When Dr. inquired about the nature of the assistance the subject required, it responded that it hoped the Foundation would be able to destroy him. SCP-1440 was brought to site for questioning, which led to the destruction of the site, the deaths of personnel, and the destruction of 6 safe and Euclid-level SCP objects. All other attempts at containing SCP-1440 have resulted in similar occurrences. The following is an interview conducted with SCP-1440 during the 4th attempt to contain it on Area 142. The log was being stored on a remote server, hence its survival. Forward. Following the arrival of SCP-1440 to Area 142, personnel began complaining about severe headaches and nausea. In the next 2 days, 3 of the 4 on-site water purification filters broke down. Area 142's hangar collapsed, causing the deaths of multiple airmen, and Dr. previously in perfect physical condition, suffered a complete collapse of both kidneys and both lungs simultaneously. Good afternoon, SCP-1440. And to you, Doctor. Do you know why we brought you here? Of course I do, and applaud you for still attempting to contain me, but since your last 3 attempts I came to realize you cannot help me. It would be best if you let me go, for your own good. The first brother is already standing behind you, Doctor. You would best hurry. You mentioned these brothers before, 3 if I recall correctly. 3, aye. Different, but one and the same. All cruel, all vengeful, all capable of holding a grudge for a long time. They are the cause of my misfortune and therefore the cause of yours. The second brother joins the first. Time is running short. Release me or I cannot vouch for your safety. It might already be too late. I'm afraid I can't do that. Besides, you mentioned 3 brothers. If the third isn't here yet, we must have some time left. The third never appears. In that he is crueler than both his brothers, for he knows his appearance is the only thing that will set me free. I have spent time untold searching for him, trying to return his prize and those I won from his brothers, but to no avail. The second has his hands on your shoulders. It is too late now. Doom is never far behind the second. Before you perish, my poor child, allow me to give you a word of advice. Go ahead. Should you choose to challenge death to a game of cards for your life, there is one thing you must never do. And what is that? Win. Due to the growing size of human population and its rapid expansion into previously empty areas, SCP-1440 attested during its 5th containment that it is becoming increasingly difficult for it to avoid contact with humanity while still adhering to its compulsion. Analysis of the subject's traveling pattern is continuing, as are efforts to find a permanent containment procedure.